Hello coders. Today in this video we are going to build a RESTful API that will contain all the endpoints for CRUD operation, that is create, read, update and delete. So we're going to build this API using Express.js, and we're going to learn different hot technologies like Mongodb and Mongoose for connecting the database to the server, and not to miss out Express.js and then Node.js, and also we're going to use Postman for checking our APIs. So this will be a very exciting video. Hope you will like this one. So without further ado, it's your boy ramCoder, and let us start. So first of all, let me go to a directory. Let me go to the directory programming. Here what I will do is I'll create a new project. So I'll make a new folder here inside the programming. So that folder will be REST API, and let me cd into that folder, and I will do code dot. So this will open up in the VS Code. So you can see it's opened up in the VS Code. So let me close this one here, and first thing first, what we will do now here is initialize the project. So here I'm going to use Yarn package manager, but it's completely fine if you use npm package manager. So let me initialize the project with the command yarn init, and let me quickly answer this question. So entry point will be server.js, and let me skip all those. So you can see our package.json file here, and quickly let me create a new file named server.js. So you can see server.js is here, and now what we will do is we will add some dependencies into our package.json file. So in order to do that, we'll do yarn add. So if you are using npm, then it will be npm install. So I'm using yarn, so yarn add. Our first dependency will be express itself, and another will be .env to store our environment variable, and another will be mongoose to communicate with the database, and another will be body parser. And let us wait for it to complete. So this will not take a long time. So you can see our dependencies have been added, and I will also add another dependency, and this dependency is going to be a dev dependency. So I will do yarn add nodemon -d. So this d flag is indicating this is dev dependency. So let us wait for it to complete. So it's completed. You can see our dev dependency here, and let me quickly add some scripts in the package.json. Again, it's not mandatory for you to do this, but I do this because it will be easier for us to start the server. So I'll do scripts, and the first script will be to start the server. So it will be node server.js, and another will be to run the development server. So it will be nodemon server.js. So hit save, and let me quickly navigate to server.js and check if our script is running or not. So I'll do console log and hello. So let me do quickly inside the terminal. Let me zoom in a little bit, and yarn run dev. So you can see hello is printed here. That means our project is set up completely fine. Now we are going to create a basic server inside Express. So let me resize this terminal, and what we will do first is we will import express. So we'll do const express equals require express, and another thing we'll do is const app equals express, and we'll call this one, and we'll have our port. So let us say 8080, no problem, and we'll have a route, and this will be app.get. This will be a get route, so we can do get request in this link, and let me add a callback function, request response, and this will send a text that is hello server, and next thing we need to do is listen to the app. So what we will do is app.listen. So app.listen, and this will take our port, and also we'll give a callback function and say we'll print in the console app started at localhost colon and then our port, and not this quotation, we will do backticks here, and this will work. So it says our app crashed. Let me see what's the problem here. So I think if we change our port to 5000, maybe this can work. Okay, so the problem was with the port number because another app was running on my server with that 8080 port number, so I changed that and it's completely working now. So to check this, what we can do is a get request in this link. So in order to do that, let me quickly run Postman, and we will do a get request to this link using Postman. So when you launch Postman and sign in, then you can request to the API. So let me paste this link, and we'll do a get request, and let us hit on send. So we got the response hello server. That means our server is working completely fine. So now what we can do is start working on our project. So the first thing what we will do is connect to the database. So what I will do is I will import mongoose equals require mongoose. So I required mongoose here because we need mongoose in order to connect to the database. So after this, what we will do is add a line of code above the listening. So connect to the database, and this will be mongoose dot connect, and here we will give our connection URI. So our connection URI is mongodb :/ and 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 27017 or something like that. Maybe let me confirm this. I thought 27017. Yeah, that's the connection string, and we'll give a slash and we'll write our database name. So let me call this blog API. So after this we will give a comma, and we'll add here use new URL parser, and this will be true, and we will have a callback function here and that will return a message into the console. So it will say connection to database success, and let us see connection to database success. That means we are now ready to go. So what we will do now is create a folder, and this folder will be with the name routes. So we'll create some routes for our project. So in routes, what we will do post.js, and this will import again express const express equal require, and express, and another word we need is router. So const router equals express dot router, and we need to call this one. And what we will do is, just for checking, we'll do router. So we'll do a get request, that is fetch, and what we will do is router dot get, and for the slash we'll return a callback function request response, and this will send our response as I am the get request. And what we need to do is we need to export the router. module.exports equals router, and we need to import that router here. So what we will do is, instead of this one, we'll do app.use, and for the slash what we will do is require, and this will require the routes and the posts. So post inside the route is required here, and we'll do slash API slash posts, maybe this. Okay, connection to database success, and let us check if this is working or not. So let me open up the Postman and slash API slash posts, and let me get the same get request, and it says cannot get. So looks like here's some problem. So okay, this is not there, here's a typo API. So if I send this request now, you can see I'm the get request. Now this routes is also working fine, you can see. Now what we need to do is we are going to create and define our schema. So for that we will do models, and inside this models we will add a file named post with capital P and then .js, and inside this post.js we are going to define our model for the data. So we'll do const, we'll require mongoose equals require mongoose, and after that we'll do const post schema equals new mongoose dot schema, and this will be an object, and let us do title, and this will be string, and we'll do meta description, and this will be also string, and we'll do content, and this will be also string, and we will do a date, and this will be the type of date, and this will hold a default value of day.now. So another is author, and this will also be a string, and another will be published, and the published, it will be type of boolean, and default value will be false. So let me hit save, and connection to database success. And inside our routes, what we will do now is we'll make our routes according to our posts. Before that, what we will do is in our server.js, we will import another file here. Not a file, it's a body parser. We're going to import body parser here, and this will require, and then body parser, and we'll have some middlewares here. So if you don't know what middleware are, but these are just the function that run during the communication. So during the request and response, the middleware is executed, and it has both the access with request and response. So we'll do app.use, and then body parser, and then .json. So we will parse the body element into the JSON, and also app.use, we will do express.json. So after this, what we will do now is, maybe this is it for now in this server.js. Now we are going to the posts.js. What I will do first is import the schema. So I'll do post equals require, and then dot slash modal slash post, and actually we didn't exported this, so we got the error. So what we need to do here is need to do module.exports, and this will be mongoose.model, and the name will be post, and the schema will be post schema. And why this crashed? Okay, here's another typo, string. So now this should work. Okay, it's working fine now. And now inside the post.js, post with S, so we'll do a create action first. So let us leave that for now. We'll do a create action. We'll go accordingly: create, read, update, and delete. Okay, so we'll do router, and the method is the post, and in this for the forward slash, so we'll do request and response in the callback function, and we are gonna make this function async because it may take time to communicate with database and execute the following course. So we are going to make this function async. So we're going to create a variable here, const new post, and this will be new and the post that we imported here, and we are going to call this one, and inside here we are going to do title, and this title will, where will this title come from? This will come from request dot body and dot title. So this will come from request dot body dot title, and meta description, this will come from request dot body dot meta description. Here's a typo again. So meta description, make sure there's no any typo in our code. Content, and this will be request dot body dot content, and another will be author, and this will be request dot body dot author, and published, this will be request dot body dot published. So after that, what we will do is try catch. So if we catch an error, we're going to log that error into the console log error. And what we're going to try? We're going to try const post equals await and new post, and we're going to save that in our database. So dot save, and response dot send, what we're going to send? We're going to send post. So if I hit enter, and this route should work now. So let us go into the Postman and check if it's working or not. Let me change this to post request, and inside the body let me do raw, and we're going to give the data. So let me change this to JSON, and we're going to give data according to our schema here. So we'll have a title, meta description, content, date not necessary, author, and published. So what we will do is first title. So the title will be this is my first blog post, and description will be not description, it's, and also we have to do double quotes here, meta description. So meta description, it will be this is the meta, and another what we will do, we will have content, this is the content of my first post, and author, let us do maybe James Bond, why not, and let us do published, and let us do true, no problem. And let me hit on send, and yeah, we got the response. That means it's working completely fine. So if we see in our database as well, we must see this one. So let me quickly launch the Mongodb Compass, and if I connect to the Mongodb Compass and show you here, so you can see we have a database named blog API, and this contains the post, and here's the data. You see, that means it's working. Now the create all action is created. Now we are going to read action. So read all action, and it's very simple. We'll do router.get, and for the first endpoint we'll do async function, and request response, and what we will do here is const post equals await post dot find. That's it, we got the post, we fetched all the post and just rest.json and post. So now if I go to Postman, and here you can see we have in post request, let me change this to get, and if I hit send, we get the response and we are getting the post. Let me add another post quickly, second, and let me send, and if I do a get request, you see we got both the response. So this is also working. Now what we'll do is read one action, and this is also really simple. We'll do router.get, and for the slash, and we'll have a post ID. We'll have a parameter of post ID, and this will also be async request response. And what we'll do here is const post again, await again, and post now dot find by ID. So we'll do find by ID and request dot params dot post ID. So if I do that and send the JSON post, now this should work. If I go to Postman again, copy the ID of the second post and do slash post and send the get request, I get the first post. You see, I just got the first post here. So if I remove this, I got both the post. You see both posts. If I search with an ID, then I get that specific post. So I think you got the point. Now read action completed. It's time for update. Now for the update action, what do we do? Router dot, the method here is patch, so it will patch, that is update, and we'll do for slash and post ID. Again we need ID, and this will be also async request response, and we'll do const post equals await post dot find by ID again, and request dot params dot post ID. And what we will do now is post dot title, this will be request dot body dot title, and post dot meta description, it will be request dot body dot meta description, and post dot content equals request dot body dot content, and post dot author equals request dot body dot author, and post dot published, this will be request, and const post equals await post dot save. So it's typo, and this is it, and we'll wrap this in try catch. So try this, if not catch error and log that error into the console log error. So this will work. Let me just check. So patch request, so this is, let me send, and so yeah, we didn't send a response here, that's the error. So res.json post, so if I send that again, you see this is patched, and if I do a get request, we got the patched one. So update also completed. So update action is also completed. Now it's time for the last action, that is delete. So delete action, and it's also quite easy. Router dot delete, the method here is delete, and slash and then post id again, and asynchronous function again, request and response, and we'll do const post equals await post dot find by id, and the id will be request dot bottoms dot post id, and we'll do await post dot remove, and we'll call this one, and response dot send will do removed. So with this done, let us go to the postman and check if delete is working. Let me go to delete and send removed, and if I go to get request and see, only one post is here. If I take this id and paste it here and go to delete request and send and go to get request, you should see an empty array. You saw this one, it's an empty array. And now if we want to post something, this is my first post, and also let us do second post, and if I do a get request, so you see both the posts are here. So our application is completely running, and let us check in the database if it's there or not. So I'll do run the Mongodb Compass, and let me refresh this one. We got these two same as here, so that means the API is completely working. So another thing let me do quickly is we're going to add these port number and this connection string into a .env file. So first of all, let me do create a file .env, and inside server we are going to require a package named .env, and what we will do is port all capital without space equals 5000, and we'll do Mongo URI, that will be this one here. Let me copy this one, cut and paste, and then save this one. And what I will do is, instead of this, process.env dot and connect URI. So is that what we named it in the .env? Mongo URI, not connect URI. So this one. So this is it. Hope you all like this video, and hope you learned how to create an REST API using Express. So I'll leave the link to the source code in the description box below, so you can check that out. This is it for today. See you next time.